Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another random review. And today's random review is Byzantium by Neil Jordan from 2012. This is a Studio Canal steelbook. I recently did a top 10 vampire films, and I'm sure somebody mentioned Byzantium, which at that point I hadn't seen, but then I actually realised it was directed by Neil Jordan of Crying Game and Company of Wolves and Mona Lisa, amongst other things, and Angel. So I thought I better catch up on that, because it's one of those modern films that obviously completely passed me by, as modern films tend to do. So I picked this steelbook up remarkably cheaply on eBay, and I watched it last night, and granted I've only watched it once, but it's really, really good. It might not reach the heights of Mona Lisa, but on first viewing I would give it a 4 out of 5. It's just a beautiful film, beautifully shot, beautifully written. Neil Jordan knows how to direct women and get the best performances out of women. It stars Gemma Arterton and Saoirse Ronan, which might not be how she pronounces her name, and I apologise. And they're a mother and daughter vampire family. It kind of goes from present day in an unnamed kind of rundown seaside town, which automatically kind of makes you think of Mona Lisa, and also 200 years ago when Gemma Arterton's character is originally turned into a vampire via naughty Johnny Lee Miller, who's an army captain, and his comrade in arms, who is almost dying, and Johnny Lee Miller wants to get all his money and does so, and then enjoys turning young women into the whoring profession, and his comrade from the army suddenly appears and he's fine, and he's recovered, and he tells the story of how he became a member of the Brotherhood, which again, this film has lots of nice touches, and one of the touches is this Brotherhood of Vampires is like a male only club. It's pretty much like the vampire version of the Masons, and they frown upon women being members. So Johnny Lee Miller is suffering from some venereal disease from too much whoring, so he begs his friend to give him the secret, to go to this place that he can become ever living, but Gemma Arterton, looking for a way of escaping her life, she nicks the map and she goes to this place and she becomes a vampire, and she is chased throughout time by the Brotherhood, because again they're extremely sexist, and she gets her daughter. She turns her daughter so they can be together, who was played by Saoirse Ronan, and they're living their lives in modern day England, and Gemma Arterton is still getting money by using her bodily charms, and Saoirse Ronan feeds off old people, which is quite nice because she only kills the people who want to die, who've had enough, which is a nice little twist on it. There's other nice things, as there's no fangs. They just have an extendable thumbnail that's quite sharp and quite deadly and produces lots of blood. And they can also live during the day, which again is a nice touch. So it doesn't have the usual tropes of vampire films previously, which gives it a freshness, because you generally don't kind of know what's coming next. They kind of have the rule as if you give the secret away of who they are, then that person has to die. So Saoirse Ronan meets this boy played with Caleb Landry Jones, and they go to this an acting class or a life class taken by Tom Hollander, and they've to write an essay called I Am, and Saoirse Ronan writes this story of how her mother essentially came to be a vampire without using those terms. So Gemma Arterton ends up visiting Tom Hollander, and all the while they're being chased by the old army buddy of Johnny Lee Miller, who's since died, Sam Riley, and another dubious looking fellow from the Brotherhood, and it all kicks off. It's really beautifully shot. It has a kind of gothic aspect. There's plenty of arterial spray for those blood lovers. It's really beautifully acted, beautifully shot. Obviously Gemma Arterton is more a physical actor. Obviously she's using her body in more ways than one, whereas Saoirse Ronan is more kind of insular, more kind of subtle. Nice support from everybody, and it's just a really good film, and I was really impressed, and I would highly recommend it if you like your vampire films a little different. Again, in the same way that perhaps Jarmusch's Only Lovers Left Alive is a bit different from the usual. Byzantium is different from your usual vampire film. This is kind of, it's in Neil Jordan's wheelhouse. If there's parts of Mona Lisa and there's parts of Company of Wolves, and you just feel like you're in the hands of somebody who knows what he's doing. And I can't actually think of anything negative to say about it. Please let me know in the comments below whether you've seen it and whether you liked it or whether you didn't like it. This is a really nice addition. It's got a bunch of interviews, because it was originally from a play by Moira Buffini. This has interviews, and it also has a Q&A from Fright Fest, which was actually in the GFT in Glasgow in 2013 with Neil Jordan and producer Stephen Woolley and the two actresses from the film. If you want your vampire film a little bit different, a little bit modern gothic, while looking back 200 years. Something that's beautifully shot, beautifully acted, strong female characters, enough blood to keep the bloodhounds satisfied. Byzantium. Yes, a modern film that's actually very good. Can you believe it? I know, it's hard to believe, but a modern film that's actually very good. Unbelievable. So, thanks very much for watching. And again, leave comments below if you've seen it. And hopefully we'll see you again. This is Solid Ronin saying farewell.